Well, hello. You've came and joined me for Mind Over Matter Part 2. Let me enlighten you on Mind Over Matter on this Part 2 video. Let me enlighten you. So Mind Over Matter. Got to remember, you're going to be doing this process of going at one with yourself, and you've got to use like the Mind Over Matter. Because just remember, going at like, because when you start that, when I say when you trigger something primal, you're triggering, like, you've just declared war against yourself. Now, to free up the mind to do to be proper, to get the mind over matter, you have to go to war with the demons in your head. You have to go to war with them, and you have to win and conquer them. Because when you win and conquer them, then you'll be surprised how mind over matter can work. And don't think that is just like, oh, he's just joking, oh, the mind over matter. It works. It's something that modern day living has turned its back on a long time ago, the mind over matter. There's a reason why Shaolin monks use it. There is an absolute reason why. And a lot of people that want to learn about Buddhism, the first thing you learn is mind over matter. And that works on so many levels. It works on spiritual healing, it works on spiritual healing, it works on physical healing, and it also, most importantly, it works on emotional healing. Very much the mind over matter, and using it as a healing tool, not as a tool of, because it can do a lot of ill if used wrong. But when you start using the mind over matter, just remember, what you put out into the ether is what you will get back from the ether. Especially with mind over matter, it's pretty much like the ether will bite back pretty quicker than you realise. So just use it for healing. It's a very, very powerful healing tool, and that's speaking from experience. And the mind over matter, to use it for good. You can use it for good to help other people by showing, like, here, like, mind over matter, like, it can work on this and it can work on that. I've had a couple of instances where I've been ran over a few times, and I heal quicker by using the mind over matter. Mind over matter. It works. But the only reason it works is you've got to free up the mind, which means that you can't have a clouded mind. You just can't have a clouded mind. Oh, that's for the other. I'm looking and going, this is the tie-in with mind over matter. And I've just remembered, it's sort of becoming like true oneness. It's sort of like this. All of these can sort of tie in, because they all. It's like to to use mind over matter, you also have to have inner, like you've just got to be inner calm. And sometimes like watching how other people it could have done with happening a good few years back, but it wasn't at that time where I go to war with myself. Because like I said, I only do it every 3 years. I don't do it all the time. So it's like I did it at the start of this year, so that I won't do it again until 3 years time. So yeah, like whatever happens in the years, it's like I know that I'm coming and it's getting close, because then I start thinking like, right, I need to bring some of this. I need to bring some of that shenanigans up, deal with it, because then it makes the process for doing it a little bit all right. Because especially if you're taking time off work and stuff, you can't. It's like you've sort of got to. I've done it, but I've done it. I've phoned in sick because of it, and people are like, "Oh," I was like, "Well, it's either that or World War III." I have no idea where we are in that, so we're in the future. I just realised that it came up with a warning, and it's not the video storage actually. It's actually the warning for battery. But not to worry. Got a backup. Well, I have no idea where we were on that. I've used it's like the mind over matter is a very powerful tool. Very, 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 very powerful tool. It's a very powerful healing tool, and that's why I highly recommend doing it for healing yourself. And if people can physically see it, it's like, right, cool. Like it's I've had instances with that. I've had something and they're like, how did you heal so fast? Mind over matter. Doesn't always work, but it helps. Because I do use other things to take information away, like, and you can't be radical with that. Because I always like to watch what. I'm a great believer in, like, watch what you're putting into your body. Because, no one else can but yourself, and it's so true. You've got to watch what you're putting in yourself. You've got to watch what you're putting in your body. But to get the true mind over matter, like I said, you have to go to battle with your head, your inner head demons. And that's a battle that you don't take lightly. Don't go into it going, oh no, no happen, no, because you'll catch yourself off guard, which is probably the best way, because then you'll know exactly who you are when you do it. But I'm trying to recommend you not to. Don't take it lightly if you're going to go to war with your mind. Don't don't take it if you're going to think it's if you think it's not going to work, or you're like, oh, then touch on that subject when you're actually willing to take it a bit more serious, because it does actually work. I just like to sometimes act the fool. I like to sometimes act on how people want me to act. So that's the way I see it. Like I said, sometimes you'll get what you give to me is what you'll get back. And aye, people do like it. I can hear the ravens. So this video is only going to be a wee short one. Let's see what other topics I can bring out of that. Even if you just do the mind over, like even with just the mind over matter, like the reason I do the mind over, I've done the mind over matter at the end is because it's the most rewarding one. It's the most challenging one. Because it can take a while but that's how to achieve true oneness with yourself. You have to do all them. You have to do all three. And you have to trust the process. You can't just give up. If you give up on that, then you've already started it. You've already started the process. You may as well, like the first 2 days, like I said, the first 2 days of when you initially start, and then it's like, right, cool, I've did that, and then that's to get the true oneness. You've got to do the mind over matter, getting the mind over matter, understanding it, respecting it. That's the most important thing. You've got to respect these processes because they don't come from ancient ancestors. Didn't do that just for, they didn't believe in these sort of things for, if it didn't work, I can assure you they wouldn't have done it, and it wouldn't be written down if it didn't work. The reason they're written down is because they work. Right, let's get that into perspective. It's like that it's like I'm not going to specify which one it is, but he's something to do with the sun. Like, he's not going to have that motto up above where he goes into the afterlife. If he didn't use that motto and it didn't work, he would never have put it in the tomb beside him. Put it that way. If it didn't work, it wouldn't be in there. I just want that to be food for thought. And it's the same with the mind over matter. The old Chinese Shaolin monks, the old Tibetan monks, the reason they wrote it down and practiced it and wanted to teach it was because it works. It's because it works. And there's reason why the old monks and the old masters of that way used to go down into villages and just pick they wouldn't just pick a random person. It's because usually that person would be the leader. As that person got older, that would be the chief of the village. So he had to, like, with great power becomes great responsibility. And first in the whole way to channel that responsibility is to become one with yourself. And then from being one with yourself, you become one with the light. And not everybody can maintain it, put it that way. I'm not saying I can, but I can. I give it a goddamn good try. If you truly want to get to know me, like I am at one with the light, I have been for a long time. It's not even a game face. It's genuinely, I put myself in this ball of light, and I've had people come up to me and they go, "Whoa, you're glowing." I've had it when I was working at places. middle of the winter time, freezing my balls off, standing, thinking, what the fuck am I doing? And then I think to myself, like, well, anything's better than, I always used to remember that time at the Grand Canyon. I used that. I was like, well, anything's better than falling down there and then nearly going and nearly no being here. So I take that. And I love it. I love the fact that I've got that to be like, right, cool, well, nothing will come anywhere near it in my life. The only thing that will come anywhere near it is if it actually does happen. Like, that's the only, like, I've sort of like whiskered it, waved at it and went, well, no today. Makes you a bit stranger, off and on. People can see can see sometimes that can see the, like, you're going, you're trying to, aye, I'm quite like everything sometimes. And sometimes I see what's happening in the world and I just go, nah, enough's enough, man. Like, when like, enough's enough. Like, and that's the thing, people will, like, people don't understand how powerful a united, if everybody, and I mean everybody, what are they going to do? Like, you got to remember, these are people, like, we're people that do things, and it's like, and I'm like, well, cool, I'm at one with myself, I'm at one with the light. Like, either way, doesn't bother me. Just I see things that's happening and I'm like, right, aye, cool, when are people going to realise that? And it's like, right, well, let's do this, one, become one. They do some amount of walking. They do some amount of walking. Oh, right, the coos are on the move. They don't look it, but they actually walk pretty quickly. They look like they're just taking their time. I've always wondered if the tractor ever comes in and goes cow tipping. Oh, tractor tipping. But aye, you could use it for going cow tipping. But I don't think it works. Because there's one that was like halfway up that field and it's just, it sees me, like, and it's like, right, I'll go get there before him. Well, you will, aye, because my foot's not working properly, pal. Anyway, and the mind over matter, you'd be surprised, but it's a tool. Like, I can't emphasise this. Like, use it wisely. It's the same with all these. I think there's like 3 or 4 videos. Like, use it wisely. Like, then it's not something to go off and like expect to change the world, because you will get challenged on it. Speaking from experience, you will get challenged. There's just no getting away from it. But small changes, like if to be like earlier, the real lady's going to get a mention again. The infamous old lady before doing the videos. It just lets you see that the videos are done on just spacing them out, but they're filmed in one go. Aye, I'm glad I came over there. There's a bull, and I've got, I didn't realise until I came out that I nearly, before coming on camera, I also slipped on a rock. It's had to be the leg that It had to be the leg that got the brunt of the impact for. So now I'm trying to use the mind over matter. But that would work completely, because I would be totally, because that's the thing, you have to be totally focused on it. Like, can't be distracted. And at the moment, I'm wanting to talk about the mind over matter, where I want to actually use it for something that, which is it's like, well, the main one I'm doing now is I am at one with the light. The light is at one with me. That's just that plays a pivot like a I'm not going into too much detail with that, because I don't want to give away my personal, too much personal stuff. But yeah, the mind over matter, it's a very powerful tool. Just remember, you've got to be in the right space, because if you're not in the right space, they won't work. But it depends on how much you actually want to, it depends on how serious you are on becoming one with yourself, because it's very enlightening and very rewarding. You get to that stage where you're just like, I'm just at one, and I now use it for I'm at one, because I am so at one. It's like, right, well, I'm at one with nature and the planet. Like, I just have become one. And there's sometimes I can pick up on things that happen, like I'll use the example. There was a particular video I did. I didn't check the news or anything. I didn't watch the news. I tried to avoid it. I used my senses. And I was like, I woke up and I'm like, because I've had it throughout my life. People have been around. They will also say, so sometimes he wakes up and goes, something's happened somewhere, and then it's like I go and like I have to check, and usually every time it's never been wrong. It's never ever been wrong, ever. And that was the earthquake and volcano. That was that day. Didn't know about that. I just woke up and was like, something really, like, my senses were like, something really happened when, like, something really happened. Something that's like, and there's still slight ramifications coming from it. Because they've now all of a sudden hushed it up, because there's people out there that are like, because it's in a particular area, it's like, well, cool, it's going really not in areas, and it's like, well, nah, there's actually loads of us out there that are actually really interested in that sort of thing. Because I am, because, oh wait, it's a volcano that's been dormant for 2 million years, and it's like an earthquake not that far away from it triggered it to go kaboom. I'm like, there's nothing more, doesn't matter where that happened, does not matter. Like, it's just so fascinating. But nah, we're not allowed to talk about it. It got literally such a brief thing. It got such a brief mention that it's like, alright. I got such a brief mention. I've always wondered what these are. In the middle of a field, and it's like, right, well, it's one of the cattle had something wrong with them, and it's just came off. No idea. I'm a great believer in like I do touch when I come across things that I'm not sure of. Like, just let it be. I'll observe it, I'll look at it, but will I touch it? No. But I'll look at it and and be like, So the mind, this is I can go into just a random wee chit chat and about stuff, but this is literally just for the mind over matter, to finish up the mind over matter video. Is when you put all of the things that I've spoke about in the videos, when you start putting it all in one, that's when it's like the next step is the mind over matter, and that's when you've got to go to war with the mind. And if you've done the first one, which is asking yourself, who am I, then the next, I always leave the hardest one. People are like, I'll do the hardest one first. No, because you need to be at one with yourself, truly, before you can take on the power, like the battle of the mind, to be able to do mind over matter. And that can be a long process. It's not something that can happen just like instantaneously. Like it can be a wee bit it can be a bumpy ride, but you've just got to trust in yourself. And that's the thing, the lack of encouragement to people. It's like, if you do these processes, like, leave a comment. I will congratulate you, because it doesn't matter how small the battle is. It's the fact that you did it. Like, it's just like, if you do it and if you've done the first one and then you're like, oh, I'm going to leave, I'm going to watch the other ones, but I'm going to do the first one. If you're now watching this, well done for doing it. And I truly mean that. Well done for doing it, for the first video, to become at one, to find out who you are, which is the first step in becoming at one with yourself. Like, well done for doing it. And then, like, how do you feel for doing it? I knew how I felt. There's nothing more rewarding, there's nothing more satisfying than being able to be like, right, well, if you can do all of these, if you come over your own obstacles, whatever obstacles are in life, they're a breeze, because it depends on how rough your journey is. That's all I can say, and I'm just speaking from experience. And I'm not saying like my journeys on, when I do my journeys on these, because there's one I do every 3 years, and then the other one I touch on it from time to time, because I know like, it's not a battle that's for the light-hearted. It's not a battle that's like, you have to be prepared. Like, if you've never done it before, well, like, if you've never done it before, like, you'll be enlightened. That's all I can say. You'll come out of it at the other end totally enlightened. It's the same if you just even done the first one and you're just curious about these other ones and you're not quite sure. If you did the first one, at becoming at one with yourself, like, well done. Not everybody does that, because it can be a bumpy ride. You've just got to trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. Believe in yourself. Really believe in yourself. Even when it seems like no one's like, it's like, aye, they stop believing in yourself. Believe in yourself. And I'm going to end that there. I'm going to end this video here. Believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Until the next time, brothers and sisters, be kind, be honourable, most importantly, stay safe. And once again, thank you for watching the video, and I truly mean that. Thank you. It means a lot, if it's helped, then well done. Because I know that there will be a couple of people that watch that'll go and try, and I just want to say, like, well done if you have, or if you're thinking about it, go do it. It's very rewarding. I'm starting to see bits and pieces of nature around, so I just want to come off and end this on a positive. Well, these videos are positive. So it's about like the true, like this is what makes me me. These videos that you've watched, the processes that I talk about in that's what gets me through, because I believe in myself. Nothing wrong with believing in yourself. And there seems to be a weird thing going on now with that, and I don't get it. You're not allowed to when you're in I don't know about everybody's situation, but I've been in situations in life where, like, the only person that's actually saying, here, by the way, you've got this, it's me. No one else is. Everyone else is telling me, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Nah. It's like, all right, cool. Like, what about a wee bit of fucking motivation? Nah, we're not allowed to, apparently. But anyway, and that's the next video is about when you've done these, you'll start seeing things, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, just briefly, not too long. So anyway, I'm rattling on because I could go on. There's a part of me that just wants to keep going because I'm enjoying the flow, but I need to pause it. I need to stop this one and make another one. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I truly mean that. Thank you, and thank you for watching. And most importantly, I'm going to say this to you, like, don't stop believing in yourself. If you've done any of these processes and you've came out of it the other side going, I'm actually glad I did that, like, well done. Like, well done. That's all I can say. It's well done. Well done. Really, like, well done. Because now you'll see things in a completely different light, and that's the next video. That's when you see things differently. Much love. Peace. Come join me on the next one, and thank you again for watching. See you next time.